Well, your feet work hard for your body, so you better treat them right. Amy Brightfield, Features Director for Better Homes and Gardens, joins us with tips on how to strengthen, pamper, and protect your feet. Amy, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So this is great because, you know, feet, I hear so many women, including myself, my feet hurt, you know, when you get home. So you say it's a lot with what shoe you wear.
It's all about your shoe. You know, your feet carry 1.5 times your body weight with each step. So you really want to have a good shoe to support your foot. So the first thing to look at is the toe box. Now you want the toe box to be wide enough so that you can wiggle your feet in them. So this is too narrow. So you want the toe box to be wide. You want to stick your foot when you're trying on a shoe. You want to like make sure you can spread your toes and wiggle them. The second thing is the sole. Now you want to make sure that the sole is flexible. You don't want it to be too stiff, because if it's too stiff, then it doesn't give room for your muscles to really move around. So you want to make sure you can bend the sole just a little bit. You don't want to have it bend in half, but you want it slightly flexible. The other thing, of course, is the heel. So,
and this is the bad one.
This is the don't. So ideally, you wear a heel that's 2 inches or lower.
And this is about, you think, 5-ish?
That looks about like 5. And the reason is when you wear a heel, you can tell like your foot is pitched at an unnatural angle. It puts stress on the ball of your feet, on all the bones and muscles and joints, and that's like a big reason for pain. It can also give you back pain too. So you want to make sure the heel is 2 inches or lower, and if you're gonna wear heels, which we all do, you want to take shorter strides in them, and then afterwards chill a golf ball and roll your feet over the golf ball, because it'll stretch out your feet from having been in kind of an unnatural position in the heel. So we have the flats here because people often think that flats and flip-flops are the best things for your feet, but actually they give no support to your foot. So your toes are grasping them, and so you're really straining the muscles and ligaments in your feet. So you want to wear flats. You want to minimize the time that you wear flats and flip-flops. Only wear them on the beach or if you're padding around your house. You really want to minimize.
That's interesting, because a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to wear flats and everything's great, but you're saying it just has to have a bit of an arch and some support.
Right, and it gives you no arch support. Your arch absorbs a lot of the shock when you walk, and if you don't have that support in your shoe, especially if you're flat-footed, your leg is going to absorb all the shock, and you're going to get pain in your calves and your lower back too.
All right. Now this is a way to kind of help your feet a little bit if you're going to be wearing these types of shoes.
Over-the-counter orthotics are really great. They have a lot of great options today. These are made actually specifically for heels. They're an S shape, and so you want to like put them in the shoe, and then they give you a lot of arch support. They can give you, they help absorb the shock, especially if the shoe doesing have a great sole.
I think you just put it in there.
Just put it in there, and see, this one actually gives you a lot of extra arch support there.
Okay, here's my favorite part. We're going to make some stuff.
So yes, so of course you don't have to go to the salon to get a to treat your feet right and moisturize them. So the first thing we have is a soak, and so you want to do Epsom salt, a 1/4 cup of Epsom salt in water, and mix it up. And then just soak your feet for about 10 minutes, and this softens your feet, prepares them for exfoliation.
Is warm water better, or does it matter?
It doesn't really matter. I think the warm water is soothing and kind of relaxes your foot muscles a little bit better, so that would be my pick.
Next we're going to do a paste?
And next you do a scrub, and so you do a 1/2 cup of olive oil and a 1/2 cup of kosher salt, because the olive oil moisturizes and the salt exfoliates, and so you want to like scrub all the dead cells off of all the parts of your feet that get the wear and tear. And then you want to rinse that off in here.
Okay, so after you put this and you scrub, you put your foot right back in here and get it off. Okay.
Yes. So now after you've soaked your foot in here, this is sort of the rinsing off of all the products. So then finally, a great moisturizer is honey. It's really fabulous. So what you want to do is you can put it all over your foot, or you can put it on the really dry spots, and it really locks in the moisture, and leave it on for about 10 minutes, and then put your feet back in here, and it dissolves it, and then you can rub off any extra, and your feet should be all nice and soft.
And I love it because it's going to be very inexpensive if you do it yourself.
Completely inexpensive.
All right, you have some very quick exercises, feet exercises, as I wear the bad shoes. I got the bad shoes on.
Have the bad shoes. But first you want to most people carry their weight on their forefoot, which is the weaker part of your foot. So you want to do a check and just stand up and shift your hips over your feet so your weight is more evenly distributed over your feet, or at least on the back part of your foot.
Okay.
So that's sort of standing up straight, making sure you can feel the weight evenly distributed. So you want to work your feet muscles. We work out all the rest of our muscles, but we don't think about our feet muscles, but they need to be worked out and strengthened too. So there's this really easy exercise you can do where you put your foot on the ground and you just spread your toes, keeping them on the floor, and hold it there for about a count to 5, and then release. And keep doing that. And that really strengthens your toe muscles. And so you can do these barefoot, you can do them in your shoes, you can do them sitting at your desk. And so just remember that your feet have muscles. They have 100 muscles and ligaments and almost a quarter of your body's bones. So you really want to make sure that you're getting them. They're trapped in your shoes all day and they don't get any exercise.
Great advice. I'm going to trade in my bad shoes now that I know. Okay. Amy, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.